I'm picking at the scraps of a year-old wound, still humming the melody of a heart out of tune. The calendar pages are white and they're blank, like a ghost ship drifting where the heavy heart sank. They told me that time was a bandage, a cure, but the fever is rising and the motive is pure. I'm still in the wreckage, I'm still in the debris of the night that you turned into a memory. I've tried every prayer and I've tried every pill to make this stubborn pulse of mine just stand still, but the clock keeps on ticking, the world moves along while I'm stuck in the bridge of a tragic old song. 'C's my heart forgot how to heal and forgot how to close. It's a permanent winter when nothing else grows. I've got the map, but I can't find the way to a version of me that isn't drowning in gray. Every fight is a lie, every battle is fake. I'm just a hollowed-out shell for a never-ending ache. Yeah, my heart forgot how to feel. It only knows how to break. I saw you last Tuesday. You look so alive, like you didn't just barely survive. You've got a new light and a new set of keys, while I'm still down here, crawling on my knees. The scars should be fading, they should be turning white, but they're still bleeding red in the middle of the night. I'm a medical mom, a lesson in pain, a man who's been standing too long in the rain. The stitches won't hold and the skin won't knit back. I'm just a long-winding road that's run out of track. heart forgot how to heal. I'm standing in the hallway, reaching for the switch, but the darkness is a fever, and the silence is a glitch. I used to find my way just by the glow of your skin. Now I don't know where the walls end or where I begin. The sun comes up at 7, but the room stays black, 'cause it's hard to find the morning when you're not coming back. I'm fumbling for a reason, I'm tripping on the floor, searching for the person that I was once before. But the candles have all flickered, and the fire's gone cold, and I'm shivering in stories that will never get too told. 'Cause you took my light with you when you walked out the door. Now I'm just a shadow of a man I was before. I'm staring at the ceiling, trying to find a star, but the sky is just a vacuum where you used to be, wherever you are. Every candle I light just reminds me of the dark. You were the flame and I was just the spark. Yeah, you took my life with you and left me here to park. The neighbors think I'm sleeping, 'cause the curtains are drawn, but I'm just hiding from the cruelty of the dawn. Your side of the bed is a cold, empty space, a hollow little kingdom that I can't replace. I try to close my eyes just to see you again, but even my dreams are starting to grow thin. They say be your own sun, they say shine from within. with you and left me here to park. The batteries are dying, the moon is turning gray. I'm just waiting for a color that you took away. I'm in the dark, still in the dark. You took it all.
I found a photograph tucked inside a book. It took me a second to give it a second look. There's a man in the frame with a light in his eyes, laughing at something under mid-July skies. He looks so familiar, the shirt is the same, but I can't find the spark that used to go with a name.
I stood in the bathroom and looked in the glass, waiting for that old version of me to pass. I tried to pull the corners of my mouth to the side, but it felt like a ghost trying to find where to hide.
It's a different kind of shape than the one I wore before. It doesn't reach my eyes, it doesn't want my face. It's just a jagged line taking up some empty space. Yeah, since you took your love and you walked down the aisle, I'm a stranger to myself, and I don't recognize my smile.
The world tells a joke, and I mimic the sound, but it's just heavy air falling down to the ground. It feels like a mask that's starting to crack, and I'm terrified the real one isn't coming back. I see it in mirrors, I see it in store windows too, a hollow imitation of the man who had you. It used to be be wild, it used to be something I didn't have to guide. Now it's a chore, it's a weight, it's a lie, a desperate attempt to keep my face right.
Took your love and you walked down the aisle. I'm a stranger to myself, and I don't recognize my smile. sunshine that forgot how to rain. I'm looking for the guy in that July photograph, but I can't even remember the sound of his laugh. Washing the dinner plates, one at a time. Still caught in the rhythm of a life that was mine. The steam from the water is blurring my sight, but it's not the heat that's burning tonight. I hear a song on the radio play, the one that we danced to on your birthday. I try to look up, I try to look strong, but my body remembers where it used to belong. I can lock every door and shut every blind, try to keep every memory of you behind, but there's a biological ache in my chest, a grief that refuses to give me a rest. 'Cause my tears know your name, they don't need a map, they fall in the hollows and fill every gap. I can tell my mind that we're better apart, but I can't explain it to a broken heart. They trace the same path down the side of my face, searching for you in an empty space. Yeah, my tears know your name, and they cry it out loud in the rain. I walked to the station where you caught the train, and suddenly I'm back in the wind and the pain. My eyes start to sting before I can blink. I'm deeper in this than I wanted to think. It's a reflex, a habit, a soul deep reaction to a world that has lost its only attraction. I'm a man of few words, or so I would claim, but my eyes tell a story that puts me to shame. They don't fall for anyone, they don't fall for me, they only fall for the ghost of what used to be. Every drop is a syllable, every splash is a plea for the part of my life you took thunder to see. my mind that we're better apart, but I can't explain it to a broken heart. They trace the same path down the side of my face, searching for you in an empty space. Yeah, my tears know your name, and they cry it out loud in the rain. I'm trying to dry them, I'm trying to stop, but they keep on coming, drop after drop, whispering your name into the dark. Your name, always your name. I found the coffee shop where we used to hide away, but the storefront is boarded up and the bricks have turned gray. I follow the highway to that lookout on the coast, but the fog is so thick, it's like looking at a ghost. I'm checking the GPS, I'm tracing every line, trying to find the coordinate where you were still mine. But the satellites are silent and the signal's gone to ground. I'm looking for a center that can't ever be found.
I've got the compass that you gave me for my soul, but the needle's just spinning, I've lost all control.
Every landmark is shifted, every signpost is down. I'm a stranger in the streets of my own hometown. And oh, I'm holding the map to nowhere, searching for a feeling that isn't even there.
I'm driving down the memories like a dead-end street, listen to the rhythm of a heart that skipped a beat.
It's a territory of shadows, it's a kingdom of sand. I'm trying to find home in a hollowed out land. Yeah, it's a journey to a ghost, it's a lonely affair, folding up the map to nowhere.
I took the shortcut through the park where we first met, but the grass is overgrown and the sun's already set.
I'm looking for the X that marks the spot where we begin, back when I was a hero and not just a broken man.
But the ink is all faded and the paper's torn in two, like it's physically impossible to get back to you.
destination left to reach. Just the salt and the wreckage on a cold winter beach.
Maybe getting over you isn't a place on the chart, but a long, slow walk through the dark of my heart.
I'm throwing out the atlas, I'm burning the guide. There's nowhere to go and there's nowhere to just a map to nowhere. I'm standing by the river where the water's running deep, with a burden in my jacket that I'm struggling to keep. Every sorry I didn't say, every time I let you down, is a weight around my spirit that's trying to make me drown. I try to lift my head up, try to catch a little air, but the gravity of losing you is more than I can bear. One for the Sunday when I walked out the door, one for the secrets we don't share anymore. I'm way down by the almost, and there should have been days just a collector of the heavy things that never go away. And I've got pockets full of storms dragging me under, while the sky is rolling over with a heart broke thunder. I'm trying to swim, but I'm sinking like lead, buried by the weight of every word we never say. Yeah, I'm walking on the bottom while the world is moving on, with pockets full of stones. Now that you're gone, I found a pebble in my pocket from that day down at the bay, when we talked about the future like it wasn't far away. Now that little piece of granite feel like a mountain in my hand, a jagged little piece of a life we never planned. I wanna cast them in the water, I wanna let them fly, but if I let one for the secrets we don't share anymore. I'm way down by the almost, and there should have been days. Just a collector of the heavy things that never go away. And I've got pockets full of stones, dragging me under, while the sky is rolling over with a heart broke thunder. I'm trying to swim, but I'm sinking like lead, buried by the weight of every word we never said. I'm walking on the bottom while the world is moving on, with pockets full of stones.
Now that you're gone,
The sun is creeping through the blinds like it's got somewhere to be, but it's only finding shadows in the wreckage here of me. I rode over to the left to tell you about a dream I had, but the mattress is as level as a heart that's gone to bed.
there's no dent in the pillow, no mess of tangled hair, and just a sterile kind of neatness that I can hardly bear. The alarm goes off at 7, but I've been awake since 4, just listening for your slippers clicking down the hallway floor.
Coffee's brewing for 2, but I'm only pouring 1. Another day of wishing that this healing was all done. It's the cold sheets and the quiet mornings, the way the light hits the floor without a warning, reminding me that I'm waking up alone in a house that used to be a house, but now it's just a stone.
Every inch of this bed is a mile of empty space. I'm reaching through the fabric for the ghost of your embrace. Yeah, it's the cold sheets and the quiet morning.
The laundry's done, but I left your favorite sweater in the pile, just to see it sitting there and pretend for a little while. The kitchen's got that stillness that you only find in graves, and I'm drowning in the silence of the seconds no one craves.
I used to hate the way you'd hog the covers in the night. Now I give my soul to have you win that little fight. The shower's running hot, but I'm shivering inside. Nowhere left to run and nowhere left to hide.
Yeah, I'm staring at the ceiling, watching dust motes in the air, reaching for a version of a man who isn't there. It's the cold sheets and the quiet mornings, the way the light hits the floor without a warning, reminding me that I'm waking up alone in a house that used to be a house, just the cold, just the quiet. The sky turned gray around 4 o'clock, same shade of blue as your favorite dress. I heard the first drop hit the window lock, I felt that old familiar tightening in my chest. I used to love the way the storm would roll in. We'd pull the blankets tight and hide from the world, but now the clouds are just a thick, heavy skin, and every puddle is a memory unfurled. It's not just water falling on the pavement, it's not just thunder shaking up the air. It's a rhythmic, steady, hollowed out arrangement of a ghost who's everywhere. 'Cause the rain sounds like your name tonight, washing over everything we used to be. It's whispering through the trees in the dim porch light, calling out the parts of you still stuck in me. Every patter on the glass is a syllable I miss. Every splash is the echo of a final kiss. The storm is screaming what I can't explain. God, even the rain sounds like your name. I try to drown it out with the radio dial, but every melody just bleeds into the grave. I haven't seen the sun in a weary while. It's like the weather knows you went away. Is it raining where you are? Is it quiet? Is it loud? Do you hear me in the wind when it's pushing through a cloud? Or is your sky clear without a single trace of the storm you left behind in this empty place? 'Cause the rain sounds like your name tonight, washing over everything we used to be. It's whispering through the trees in the dim porch light, calling out the parts of you still stuck in me. like your name. There it goes again, soft against the moon, running just like your name. Stood by the window and watched you perform, the perfect reflection of calm in the storm. You said all the words that a man needs to hear, like I'll never leave you and I'm always near. I built a whole world on the tilt of your chin, not knowing the walls were all paper thin. I poured every drop of my soul in the glass while you waited for the feeling to pass. I was the anchor, but you were the air. I was all in and you weren't even there. It's easy to stay when the weather is fine, but you were just an actor reciting a line. Cause the love was real, but you weren't. I'm standing in the fire of the bridges you burned. I was giving my life to a ghost in the room who was planning an exit while the roses would bloom. My heart was an ocean, your heart was a mask. I was the answer to a question you didn't ask. Yeah, I'm the one bleeding from the bridges you burned. Because the love is real, but you weren't. Looking back now, it's all so crystal clear. The way that you smiled there, your eyes wouldn't mirror. The way that you'd hold me, but kept a retreat. Like you had a getaway car on the street. I was a destination, you were a ghost. I was the one who was loving you most. I wasn't a partner, I was a part in a play that you wrote to break open my heart. Cause the love was real, but you weren't. I'm standing in the fire of the bridges you burned. I was giving my life to a ghost in the room who was planning an exit while the roses would bloom. My heart was an ocean, your heart was a mask. I was the answer to a question you didn't ask. Yeah, I'm the one bleeding from the bridges you burned. Because the love was real, but you weren't. Climb up that impossible hill. I'm not crying for us, I'm crying for me, for believing in someone who didn't exist. You see, you're a beautiful lie, a hollowed out shell, and I'm the only one lit in this hell. Yeah, love was real, but you weren't. And I finally learned the lesson I earned. I was giving my life to a ghost in the room while you were just waiting to lower the boom. My heart was an ocean, your heart was a mask. I was the answer to a question you didn't ask. I'm the one bleeding from the bridges you burned. Because the love was real, but you weren't. Take the mask off, the show is over. The seats are empty, and I'm finally sober. love was real, but you were never there. Clean the kitchen, threw the coffee out. Finally silenced all the screaming doubt. It's been 90 days since I called your name. I was doing well, I was winning the game, but I found your sweater in the bottom drawer, the one you wore when we hit the shore. And just like that, the air gets thin, the ghost of us is sliding in. I thought I'd dried the riverbed, I thought I'd cleared my heavy head, but one small spark can start the fire, and I'm back down in the copper wire. I'm having a relapse on your memory. It's a bitter pill, but it's all I see. I spent months getting sober from the way you taste. Now I'm back in the dark, such a beautiful waste. One look at a picture, one sense in the air, and I'm losing the progress I fought for everywhere. Yeah, I'm shaking, I'm breaking, I'm down on my knees, relapsing on your memory. Please, just let me be. They say the cravings fade with time, that moving on isn't such a crime, but the silence here is a heavy sound. It's the only place where you're still around. I tried the new me, I tried the light, but I'm back to chasing ghosts tonight. I'm counting the minutes, I'm losing the year. Everything's blurry till you're almost here. I'm having a relapse on your memory. It's a bitter pill, but it's all I see. I spent months getting sober from the way you taste. Now I'm back in the dark, such a beautiful waste. One look at a picture, one sense in the air, and I'm losing the progress I fought for everywhere. Yeah, I'm shaking, I'm breaking, I'm down on my knees, relapsing on your memory. I don't want the cure if it means I forget every I love you and every regret. It's a dangerous high, it's a terrifying fall, but a life without you isn't living at all. The clock on the microwave is blinking 12:01. It's been 3 days since the damage was done. I'm sitting in the dark where the air feels thick, tracing back the moment that we hit the brake. I can still see your car keys hitting the floor, I can still hear the thunder of the closing door. And I'm standing in the kitchen like a statue in the rain, trying to find the needle in this haystack of pain. If I could've just stopped, if I could've just breathed, instead of letting every bitter word get unleashed. I'm digging through the wreckage of the things I said, running every sentence through a loop in my head. And I'm replaying the last fight over and over, wishing I was sober, wishing I was closer. I'm rewriting the script where I don't let you go, where I swallow the pride that I usually show. But the tape is all scratched and the ending is the same. I'm just a man in a room calling out a ghost name. Yeah, it's a losing battle in the middle of the night. Just me and the ghost of our very last fight. The light hits your tears, the kind of expression that confirms all your fears. I was swinging for the fences, I was trying to win, but look at the state of the house that I'm in. Winning the argument meant losing the girl. Now I'm the king of a broken down world. I should've reached out, I should've just stayed, but I stood there in silence while the memory faded. And I'm replaying the last fight over and over, wishing I was sober, wishing I was closer. I'm rewriting the script where I let you go, where I swallow the pride that I usually show. But the tape is all scratched and the ending is the same. I'm just a man in a room calling out a ghost name. Yeah, it's a losing battle in the middle of the night. Just me and the ghost of our very last fight. I'm screaming at the version of me on the screen. Shut your mouth, walk away, don't be so mean. But he doesn't listen, he just keeps on talking while the love of his life is already walking. It's a horror movie that I can't turn off. I'm choking on the words in a dry, heavy cough. Wishing I was closer. I'm rewriting the script where I don't let you go, where I swallow the pride that I usually show. But the tape is all scratched and the ending is the same. I'm just a man in a room calling out a ghost name. Yeah, it's a losing battle in the middle of the night. Just me and the ghost of our very last fight.
Rewind. Play. I'm sorry, was the word I didn't say. Rewind. Play. Watch you walk away. Just the static. And the silence. And the fight. The song ends abruptly like a tape being pulled out of a player.
was looking through the highlights, real inside my head. But I started recoloring things you actually said. That weekend in the mountains, the one that felt so pure. Now I'm searching for the lies in it. I'm trying to be sure. I'm taking every sunset and I'm painting it in black. 'Cause I can't have the memory if I can't have you back. It's a toxic kind of habit, a slow and steady poison to take a perfect moment and find a way to spoil it. I'm rewriting the history, I'm changing every line, until the girl I loved is just a ghost of a design. And I'm ruining the good parts just to make believe it heartless, stripping all the beauty till the soul of it is worthless. I'm tearing up the roses just to focus on the thorns, trading in the thankful for the way a person mourns. Yeah, I'm poisoning the well where I used to go to drink, ruining the good parts before I have to think. I remembered how you'd wake me with a whisper and a kiss. But then I told myself you only did it for the bliss. I'm taking every I love you and I'm checking for the cracks, adding heavy baggage to the shirts inside the packs. If I can make you the villain, if I can make the story wrong, maybe I won't feel so hollow when I hear our favorite song. The truth is in the wreckage, and the truth is hard to hide. You were everything I wanted, you were every bit of pride. And destroying what we had won't make the empty space feel small. It just means I've got nothing left to catch me when I fall. Before I have to think. Now the scrapbook's empty and the colors are all gone. I've successfully forgotten how we made it to the dawn. I'm safe now, I'm bitter, and I'm finally alone. Sitting on the edge, the old wooden pier, where the ocean whispers everything I don't wanna hear. The moon is a silver hook hanging in the sky, and I'm just a babe for a love that's gone dry. I used to hold your hand against the rising tide. Now I'm just a shell with nothing left inside. The waves keep coming, trying to wash away your name, but the sand just holds on to the memory and the shame. The air tastes like copper and the wind feels like ice. I'm paying for a dream at a desperate price. The horizon is a line I can no longer see, between the man I was and the ghost of me. It's a saltwater lullaby, singing me to sleep, drowning all the promises I couldn't even keep. Every crest of the wave is a tear that I cried, drifting on the wreckage of my foolish pride. Go on and sing me, pull me down deep, where the secrets of the broken are the only things we keep. Rocking in the rhythm of a long goodbye, to the sound of my soul. What a long goodbye. I found a message in a bottle, but the ink was all blurred, just like the meaning of every final word. You said we were an ocean, deep and without end, but oceans have a way of breaking what they cannot bend. Now I'm watching the white caps turn into foam, the only piece of you that's still calling this home. I'm treading the water, I'm gasping for air, but the sea doesn't listen, and the sea doesn't care. It's a saltwater lullaby, singing me to sleep, drowning all the promises I couldn't even keep. Every crest of the wave is a tear that I cried, drifting on the wreckage of my foolish pride. Go on and sing me, pull me down deep, where the secrets of the broken are the only things we keep. Rocking in the rhythm of a long goodbye, to the sound of my soul. What a lullaby. Let the current take the weight of my chest. Let the coral and the sand do the rest. I'm letting go of the anchor, I'm letting go of the chain. Wash me out to where I can't feel the pain. Hush now, heart, just let it go into the blue, into the low. The tide is coming in to stay. and I'm just drifting, drifting away. We're sitting 3 feet apart on the edge of the bed, but there's 1,000-mile canyon between what's being said. I'm looking for a spark, a flicker in your eyes, but you're staring at the wall where the shadow lies. I used to know your thoughts before you'd even speak. Now the floorboards are the only thing to creep. I'm gasping for a breath, waiting for a sound to keep my world from crashing to the ground. But your lips are locked and your heart is a stone, and I've never felt more entirely. Cause the silence says everything I'm scared to hear. It's louder than a scream, it's colder than a tear. It says you're already gone, though you're still in the room. It's the weight of the ending, it's the shadow of doom. I'm begging for an argument, a sorry or a lie, but the silence says everything. It's saying goodbye. The clock on the wall is the only thing that moves, tracing the patterns of the hearts that we lose. I reach for your hand, but you pull it away. A million heavy words that we're not gonna say. We used to talk till the sun hit the floor. Now we don't even know what to fight for anymore. Break the quiet, just break it in two. Tell me you hate me, just say something true. The static is killing me, it's cutting so deep. The secrets are the only things we're allowed to keep. Cause the silence says everything I'm scared to hear. It's louder than a scream, it's colder than a tear. It says you're already gone, though you're still in the room. It's the weight of the ending, it's the shadow of doom. I'm begging for an argument, a sorry or a lie, but the silence says everything. It's saying goodbye. No words left to borrow, no words left to trade, just the sound of a choice that you've already made. The silence says it all. Everything, everything. Staring at the keypad, my thumb hovering in space, tracing out the digits that I never could erase. It's been 6 months of silence, 6 months of being strong, but the midnight hour is heavy and the nights are getting long. I finally hit the button, I hold it to my ear, but the sound that meets me on the side is exactly what I fear. No doubts on to guide me, no ringing in the dark, just the hollow rushing mountains where we used to have a spark. It's the frequency of over, it's the signal of the end, the ghost of a connection that we can't seem to defend. And it's just static on the line, a storm inside the wire, the cooling of the embers from a once consuming fire. I'm whispering your name into a wide and rushing sea, but there's no one on the other end to whisper back to me. Our distance isn't miles, it's a soul that's gone offline, leaving me with nothing but the static on the line. Hey,
I remember when your voice was the only map I had, the way you pull the rhythm from the messy and the sad. Now I'm listening to the crackle, to the hiss and to the hum, trying to find a heartbeat in the place you've traveled from. Maybe you've changed your number, or maybe you're just still waiting for the silence to finally break my will.
is it the wind across the desert? Is it satellites in space? Or the sound of a memory that I'm trying to replace?
I'm talking to the ether, I'm screaming at the sky.
But the only thing that answers is a long and cold goodbye. And it's just static on the line, a storm inside the wire, the cooling of the embers from a once consuming fire. I'm whispering your name into a wide and rushing sea, but there's no one on the other end to whisper back to me. Yeah, the distance isn't miles, it's a soul that's gone offline, leaving me with nothing but the static on the line. Can you hear it? Are you there? Still it's noise now,
Just empty air,
disconnecting,
sound of a sharp electronic beat.
and a low steady hum that fades to nothing. Blue light is a hunter in the middle of the night. casting jagged little shadows in a neon colored light. I'm scrolling through the history, back when we were good, back when you would answer me like I always knew you would. I checked the timestamp on the last thing that I said, just a simple "Are you home?" that you've already read. It's been 300 sunsets and 1,000 miles of rain, and I'm still staring at those 2 little checks of pain. The typing bubbles start to dance and then they disappear, like a ghost that's whispering exactly what I fear. And I've been left on red since June. How my heart out at a digital moon, waiting for the hate that's never gonna conk, beating on a memory like a hollow-headed drum. You're out there living life while I'm dying in this room, stuck inside a winter that started back in June. Yeah, I'm left on red and the signal's going dead. I wonder if you muted me or deleted the whole thread to clear away the heavy things that I went and said. I see you're active now, and it's a dagger in my side. Nowhere for the ego or the broken heart to hide. Do you see my name pop up and just look the other way? Is there a draft of an apology you're too afraid to say? Or am I just a notification you learned how to ignore, while I'm still pacing back and forth across this kitchen floor? Yeah, the typing bubbles tease me, then they vanish into air, leaving me with nothing but a cold and glassy stare. And I've been left on red since June. How my heart out at a digital moon, waiting for the hate that's never gonna come, beating on a memory like a hollow-headed drum. You're out there living life while I'm dying in this room, stuck inside a winter that started back in June. Yeah, I'm left on red and the signal's going dead. I could send another, I could ask you why, but I'm tired of the silence being your only reply. It's a modern kind of torture, a 4G type of hell, to be locked outside a heart you used to know so well. Still left on red since that day in June.
Beside the phone, vibrating on a wooden table. Left, right.
I watched you pack the last box, the one you labeled small things, while I stood there like a statue, hiding both our wedding rings. I had a speech already, a desperate pleading prayer, but the oxygen felt heavy like there wasn't any air. I opened up my mouth to say, please don't leave me yet, but it tasted like a secret or a bitter, dark regret. There's a pressure in my throat, a stone inside my chest, where all the I'm sorries have come to take their rest. I'm a graveyard of sentences that never saw the light, just a man made of silence in the middle of the fight. And these are the words I swallow, burning in my throat. 1,000 I love yous that never reached the bowl. I choked on the stay and I bled out the weight until the quiet was the only thing deciding our fate. Yeah, my lungs are full of ghosts and the things I didn't say, just the words I swallowed as you walked away. I almost shouted I was wrong as you headed for the car, but the distance felt like oceans and the sidewalk felt too far. I kept the I forgive you tucked behind my teeth, while the how could you do this was screaming underneath. Now I'm dining on the silence, a feast of could have been, wishing I could vomit up the man I was back then. They say that talk is cheap, but silence has a cost. It's the inventory of every single thing I lost. If I had only spoken, if I had only let it out, instead of drowning in the poison of my own self-doubt. And these are the words I swallow, burning in my throat. 1,000 I love yous that never reached the bowl. I choked on the stay and I bled out the weight until the quiet was the only thing deciding our fate. Yeah, my lungs are full of ghosts and the things I didn't say, just the words I swallowed as you walked away. I'm still choking on the come back home. I'm still tasting the salt and the chrome. One more breath, one more lie. The hardest word I swallowed was goodbye. I saw you leaning in at that place on 5th and Main, the one where we used to hide away from the rain. You were laughing at something, tilting your head, with a spark in your eyes that I thought was long dead. I stayed in the shadows, I didn't draw near, because the truth was a message I didn't want to hear. The weight on your shoulders has finally flown, and you're glowing in ways that I've never known.
I spend every night praying you miss my touch, thinking that losing me would be far too much. But looking at you, I can finally see that the best thing for you was a world without me.
And it kills me to say it, but it's easy to see that you look happier, baby, without me.
Your smile reaches further, your spirit feels alive, like you finally found sleep in the middle of the night.
I was the anchor, I was a stone.
Now you're a bird that has finally flown.
It's a beautiful sight, and it's breaking my heart
That you're better off now that we're living apart. You're wearing that color I told you was bold, the one you kept hidden, the one you never hold. There's no more I'm sorry or walking on glass, watching the ghosts of our arguments pass.
You reached for your hand, and you didn't pull back. You didn't look weary, you didn't feel that. I realized right then, as I stood in the street, that my version of love was your version of defeat.
I wanted to be the one who gave you the sun, but I was the shadow when everything was done. I thought I was water, but I was the drought. And I'm finally learning
What love is about, it's letting you go, so you finally can breathe. Even if it's my heart that you're destined to
It kills me to say it, but it's easy to see that you look happier, baby, without me. Your smile reaches further, your spirit feels light, like you finally found sleep in the middle of the night. I was the anchor, I was the stone. Now you're a bird that has finally flown. It's a beautiful sight, and it's breaking my heart that you're better off now that we're living apart.
So I'll turn the corner, and I'll let you be. I'll take all the us, and I'll set it all free. Keep on laughing, keep on shining. I'll be over here in the silver lining. You look happier. You look so much happier without me. I thought we were building on a bedrock of stone, but I was just a tenant in a house I didn't know. I was planting oak trees, planning for the shade, while you were just a tourist, watching colors fade. You had your bags packed in the corners of your mind, leaving me with questions and a life to redesign. I was the forever, the always and the true, but I was just a season on the calendar for you. You talked about the future like you meant to stay, but you were just a guest who was passing through the day. I gave you the keys and I gave you the throne, just to find out I was sitting here alone. Cause your love was temporary, like a summer rain that washes out the dust but leaves a deeper stain. It was a flash of lightning, a beautiful mistake, a promise made of sugar that was always gonna break. I was built for the long haul, built for the years, while you were just a visitor, drying up my tears. Now the lease is up and the rooms are all bare. Yeah, your love was temporary, and it's no longer there.
I'm looking at the photos and I see it in your eyes. That halfway out the door look hidden in disguise. You were always on the wing, always ready for the flight, while I was burning candles just to keep away the night. It's a cruel kind of math, the way the numbers didn't add. How I gave you everything, everything I had, just to be a footnote, a chapter you can skip, a momentary stumble or a momentary trip.
Was I just a bridge to get you to the other side, a place for you to rest while you waited for the tide? Cause I'm still on the bank, watching you sail away, realizing forever just the word you had to say. Cause your love was temporary, like a summer rain that washes out the dust but leaves a deeper stain. It was a flash of lightning, a beautiful mistake, a promise made of sugar that was always gonna break. I was built for the long haul, built for the years, while you were just a visitor, drying up my tears. Now the lease is up and the rooms are all bare. Yeah, your love was temporary, and it's no longer there. Temporary heartbeat, temporary home, just a temporary us that left me on my own.
The clock kept ticking, but you didn't stay. You were just a moment
that I let get away. I watch you take the color from the hallway and the stairs. I watch you fold the silence like a stack of summer layers. You're miles away by now, chasing a sky that's clear and new. While I make it to the carpet where I last stood next to you. They told me that the ache would start to dull by week number 3, but it's sharpened like a razor and it's cutting into me. I should be angry, I should be throwing out your clothes, I should be finding someone else, I suppose. But every nerve is screaming and every vein is blue, and every single heartbeat is a debt I owe to you. 'Cause I'm still yours in the middle of the ride. I'm still yours with your hands around my neck.
It's a twisted kind of loyalty, the staying in the dark, nursing every ember of a cold and dying spark.
You took your love and ran, but you left the suffering behind.
And I made a home in the shadows of the ties that still bind.
Call it a tragedy, call it insane, but I'm still yours. Yeah, I'm still yours in pain. The ghost of your perfume is a ghost I wanna evict. I'm a prisoner of a habit that I never meant to pick. I saw you in a photo, you were laughing by the sea, and it felt like a physical blow to the center of me. I'm not waiting for a phone call, I know the line is dead. I'm just living in the wreckage of the things we never said.
Break my heart again if it means I get to feel you. There's a comfort in the fever that I never wanna heal through. I'd rather have the stinging than the nothingness of gone. So I'll hold on to the lightning until the break of
Yeah, I'm still yours in the middle of the ride. I'm still yours with your hands around my neck.
It's a twisted kind of loyalty, you're staying in the dark, nursing every ember of a cold and dying spark.
You took your love and ran, but you left the suffering behind.
And I made a home in the shadows of the ties that still bind.
Call it a tragedy, call it insane, but I'm still yours. Yeah, I'm still yours in pain.
It hurts to breathe, it hurts to stay, but it hurts much more to let you fade away. So I'll keep the salt, I'll keep the stain, knowing I'm still yours.
Always yours in pain.